Well, good morning, everybody. Or I guess I should say y'all. That's kind of my thing, isn't it? Good morning, y'all. We are in beautiful Zion National Park. My favorite place. Winter 2025, day one. Stopping at my usual routine, essentially. Basically just stop at this point, have a little breakfast. Generally, I watch the light kind of creep down these canyon walls over here. Not sure if we're gonna get too much light today. Looks like there's a little bit of cloud moving in, a little bit of high cloud, which high cloud's better than middle cloud and low cloud, so that's something at least, but still not great for direct light, but it's fine. I'm trying to move past that this trip. The weather is not looking particularly great. The temperatures are basically in the 40s to 60s for this trip, and I don't think there's any precipitation, but we're still gonna have a great time. It's gonna be an awesome time. Yeah, so gonna start on this little trail. Got my my waders on, ready to go. Sorry, I'm trying out a new DJI mount thing. It's just very long right now, so I can see the screen a little bit better. But I think it's working out to actually know what I'm pointing at. I'm like, oh, Angel's Landing's right there. Great White Throne, Cable Mountain, the Oregon. I can point to things and see where I'm pointing. That's amazing. How novel. But we'll wade through the river a little bit, check on a few spots for natural whales, I think. The usual routine. Hopefully today's not too much of a rush. Generally, first days kind of are, so we'll see how it goes. But yeah, I'll drop down, cross the river a couple times, try and look for the heron as well. Zion's a big video game to me, just in physical form, so I got to do all my main quests and side quests. So it's super nice just being able to drive into the main canyon. Such a nice thing instead of having to wait for a shuttle with yappy people. But yeah, it should be a good one. Let's get out there. Let's go. All right, starting the descent. Man, I already had 2 people. Oh. Way better than you found it, y'all. Pop this in the car real quick. A lot of trash around Zion. Important to help out when you can. Okay, let's see here. All right, sit that right there. Good. But anyway, I've already been talked to by a couple people, which is generally what I don't want to experience on a winter trip. But whatever. I'm just standing here looking at things wearing some ridiculous waders, so that's understandable that they want to understand what I'm doing. But this probably looks familiar to a lot of y'all. Kind of descending down around the river. Fix my load lifters real quick. There we go. Yank those forward. That's nice. Off my back. Good. Okay. But I'm doing something a little different. So I'm going to explore all these places, but I'm going to do it with a camera in hand. This is not something I usually do in Zion. Usually, because I've been taught photography through YouTube and going outside. Those are the 2 things that have taught me photography. I'm not trained in any way. I just learned from other folks on YouTube, for the most part. And what I also learned from those other folks on YouTube is basically you should explore places, essentially, with your camera in your bag. And I don't know, it's a very consistent theme across a lot of landscape photographers on YouTube, that you keep your camera in your bag until you find a scene and then take your camera out, put the tripod up, the whole 9 yards. But I'm gonna try a little different. I want to be a little bit more engaged, I think, with what's around me, and less like, because I noticed on my last day of my last trip, my fall trip of 2024, in that video, and I'll link that video somewhere up here. I think I'm pointing to it. There, up there. But basically during that video, I kept saying that, you know, oh, I don't really want to get the camera out. Oh, I don't want to do that way. I don't want to change lenses because I don't think it's worth it, you know? And I've watched that video a couple times now, and it's kind of getting, it gets old when I say that, you know? It's kind of like, are you kidding me? You know, you literally came out to Zion to take photographs and it's not worth it to pull the camera out of the bag? Come on, Andrew, be better. So, camera's out of the bag now, which means it could also fall in the river. So we'll see. Yeah, absolutely gorgeous. Oh, and we do have some warning light, and I can see that I'm pointing to it. Yes. Ah, this is working. We got some, what are those, ducks? Little ducks flying through. I don't know if you can see them heading down on the river. It's like they're over at this pond, or not pond, little runoff area. Oh, well, yeah, there's no rush for morning light. This is super nice. That's why I love winter. It's more of, ooh, actually, okay. There's some slushy ice actually on there. Okie dokie. That makes me a little happier. Ooh, I don't think that's going to be anything. But I have a camera out, so I'm going to try it. Shocking. Good to have waders, because this is very mucky. But essentially, I'm looking at this little cottonwood leaf in this little center of this circle. I guess it's kind of cool looking, but also it's a little, there's like some sludge right there that kind of just looks like poop. So I don't like the look of that. And otherwise, it's not really, it's not that interesting of ice. You barely even tell it's ice. So we're going to move on from this. But hey, I got a camera out. Wow, what a novel concept. Alrighty. I'm gonna sneak around here though, check it out. But yeah, this is kind of cool. There's actually some like frost. Yeah, in these spots over here. Wow. Okay. It is like mid 40s right now, but there's some frost. I'm a little happier now. Oop. This is probably somebody's attempt at a Karen. Knock them away. Destroy all Karens. Except for ones in like super remote areas. Wind's picking up. Probably because the cloud's moving in. But yeah, we'll make it across. Oh, I'm realizing actually I can just cross the river. I was going to head over to my cottonwood. But I forget I got waders on. Oh, all right, let's make it over there. All right, kind of moseying over to my oils section, and a fair amount of not great looking ice, but it's ice. That's kind of cool. Yeah. I'm excited to check out Pine Creek now, because Pine Creek is generally the place that's going to have the most ice on it during winter, because that area generally never sees sun. And the little creek over there just kind of freezes over perfectly. Very interesting looking water. I don't know if you can really, if it comes across, but it's almost like a purpley gray. Like that, it looks very, and there's like a fog in there. Ooh, it looks really scary actually. Interesting. Noticing a lot of weird things on this trip already. Oh. But just gonna check for oils here real quick. Put a little bit of ice there too. I know, I travel across the country to come shoot ice on the ground when I have all of this beauty around me. But you know, that's what I do. You shoot what you love. Yikes, that sounded... You photograph what you love. Yeah, this is interesting. I'm not seeing any oils whatsoever. All this is basically just water. Yeah. It's weird to not even have a little bit of oils in this section. But yeah, things change. Yeah, not much. Oh, got a little duck friends over there. Don't know if you can see them. Oh, they took off as I was pointing. Yeah, not much going on. Oh well, it makes it easier. We're just kind of continue crossing the river until I find something nice. Yeah, really, I was coming into this trip with this kind of low expectations, somewhat high hopes, but low expectations. Mainly because the weather and the temperatures and the conditions are going to be hitting on this trip, but I'm kind of sort of being proved wrong. I really wasn't expecting any light this morning, so that's super nice to see that up there. And the temperatures are apparently cold enough, sort of, in some spots. And you got some more ice down here. Not too bad. It's really bad ice, but that's really cool to see. Yeah, we'll continue moseying along. That's pretty much the end of my oil section, so I'm gonna have to find another section a little further upriver. Let's get there. All right, moving and grooving. I'm trying to be more aware of the area around me on this trip as we kind of approach this ice. I'm just trying to look around at things a little bit more than I've been doing on past trips. Mainly because these past trips have just been this section, then this section, then this section, then that section, and then it's, in the end, it just feels the same as always. Which, I mean, I do love routines, of course. But yeah, it's kind of cool. It's got like these little cutouts in here. Interesting. Huh. Yeah, some weird ice. This gives me really high hopes for Pine Creek, because this is kind of what Pine Creek does as well. Ugh, I don't know if these are going to be slippery or not. Just move across here. Really thick ice too. But yeah, it's also not great. You know, this is ice that is at best very milky. You know, I don't know. I mean, even on the back of the screen of this camera, it kind of looks interesting, but when I'm looking at it, it's not quite as nice. I don't know. Definitely want to check around though. This is just really surprising to me. I figured it was going to be completely dry here and absolutely no conditions whatsoever. But things are a little different than expected. Also got to keep an eye out for Heron Friend. He's usually around here somewhere. As of late, he likes hanging around these kind of cottonwoods across. I remember the first time I actually saw a great blue heron in a tree. I was like, they can go in trees? I mean, the first time I ever saw a great blue heron, I thought it was like a dinosaur or something. Like, what is that giant bird? And then you just don't expect them to ever be able to get into a tree because they're huge. So, super calm area. This brings back memories too. Back in the day when I first came back here, I went over to that section, just at that kind of little bend right there. But days when I wasn't doing particularly well, I would go and sit at that little section there, and I would read this book. This book that Tessa and we went to Salt Lake on a little trip, and I picked up this book at like this famous used bookstore. Can't remember the name of it, but the book was called The Nature Fix by Florence Williams. Never read the book fully, but I always kept it in my bag. when I was suffering from depression, suicidal ideation, and I would sit. Let's see if I can. I would sit right there on that little bank there, and then you see all these little kind of what is it? Currents, little rush of water, essentially. I would sit there and I would read the book, and I would just stare at the Great White Throne in between Angel's Landing and the Oregon. I would just sit and stare at it. One day, actually, I actually went out into this current area and tried to get a photo of it. It was a fine photo. I don't know if I still have that photo. I'll throw it up if I still do. If not, I'll throw up my little Instagram videos that I did of this section. I love this spot. It's a spot I don't really stop and enjoy anymore. Maybe on this trip I will. But yeah, it really is nice. Oh, I got some more ice over here too. Wow. Okay. Okay. Things are getting interesting. Pro tip, honestly. You're coming to Zion in winter. Bring some waders. It is perfect to do this with waders on. Just make quick work of the river and explore areas that 99% of people aren't going to cross because they don't have waders or waterproof boots or this, that, and the other. Oh, so nice. And more of this kind of milky bleh ice, but at least it's ice. Stoked on that. I don't see any heron friend up in the trees. Yeah, God, this is nice. This is actually a really nice start. Huh. The cloud is a little annoying, but what am I going to do about that? You just got to accept it. It is beautiful to be back. It really makes it difficult, you know, doing a fall trip in November and then doing a winter trip in February. It feels like I was just here. Doesn't really help the whole brain thing of, you know, is there any point in coming, you know, this, that. But what I kind of have decided, I was thinking about it a lot this morning, is that if certain things don't come to plan and I still have to make trips out here to Utah, I'm only going to be doing one trip a year. And that trip is probably going to be in December or January. Sorry, I'm just checking on a little bit of ice here. But yeah, it's either going to be in December or January, and I'm going to... I just want to be here when it's the coldest, you know. February and climate change, that's what's happening. But the reason I come in February is because back in 2020 winter, this was the time to find ice. You know, this was when it was coldest. This is when ice formed very well, when you got a lot of precipitation. I didn't come here in 2021, height of COVID, and it was really tough to think about getting on a plane. 2022, phenomenally cold. 2023 was one of the best. 2024, last year, horrible and extremely rainy, so it's very warm temps. And this year just looked like absolutely warm temps, so it's happening. Not sure how much longer we're gonna get ice in Zion. But yeah, I might just want to come here when it's coldest, get those ice shots. And I don't particularly enjoy fall in Zion. I mean, fall color to me is, when I see images of fall color and when I try to take images of fall color, they just kind of seem a little contrived and convoluted. So, I don't know. Just how I'm feeling these days. It's really nice just wading through the river, keeping it easy. Oh. Get up to a section, hopefully there's some natural oils, I don't know. There's no oils over there, so it's gonna be a little rough. Oh, it's got like mossy stuff, okay. There we go. All right, let's get over there. Alrighty, descending down into my oil section. You do have some. It's not, you know, very corners of boulders essentially, but it's not looking half bad. There is a lot more water flowing through here, so this just seems like runoff from precipitation way far up canyon somewhere. I don't know, but it's not awful. There's definitely something in here. Oh, okay. Yeah, you got some more intermixed in here. Nothing crazy though. Yeah. Not much. That's okay. I'd have the right attitude. So that's okay, no matter what, that's okay. Usually not great at having the right attitude when things aren't perfectly ideal. But yeah, I think over there, that looks like there's gonna be a ton. There's also a ton of leaves too. So let me squeak on over there real quick and see. Let's see here. This might be really tricky. I don't think any of this is real. What I mean by real versus not real is if it's not real, the ground will fall out from underneath you. If it's real, you'll stand up. Yeah, this is bizarre. That's a lot of oils, but really heavy leaves as well. Yeah, it's not really to my taste. Probably make a really interesting photo here if you went super wide with it, but it's gonna need a lot of light coming down this wall over here. Don't know if that's gonna happen this morning. Huh, but still cool to see. All right. Over here. Check on a few more spots up this way, up yonder. But it's looking a little few and far between on the oil front. All right, let's see. All right, kind of approaching Heron Bend up here. Sometimes gets really tricky to wade through here because that over there is probably like 10 feet deep, but this is walkable. Just gotta watch your feet. Luckily the water's pretty clear this time of year, so. This feels quicksandy. Uh-oh. Okay, I'm making it through it. Let's hope Buddy's around. Generally likes to be over on this stick over here. A lot of the time. Sometimes up on that hill. I don't think so. Must be further up canyon. Ah, good old Heron Bend. Yeah, nothing much. Cloud's really socked in. I don't know if you can see that, but it's a bit of a cloudy day. That's okay though. Alrighty, well, I guess I'm gonna head back to the car at this point. Might squeak around the areas around the grotto, or I don't know, somewhere. Might head over Pine Creek real quick and see if that's looking decent. All right, at the side of the road here. Got a couple climbers up here doing good work. But I got this great scene. I actually really do love it. I think I'm gonna throw a polarizer on. I don't know, I mean, it's tough to get it really sharp on the tree, but essentially it's these cliffs that are just surrounding this tree. Absolutely beautiful shot. Really dig it. It's something I've never seen before. Just this tree just poking out very nicely. I'll throw it up. Oh, got cars coming. Hold on. Yeah, it's just a really nice shot. I got a 1.1 on it right now, but I think I'm shooting it vertical because I might be a 4.5. I kind of want a little bit more of the cliff action going on up top. But all in all, not bad. Gotta say. I'm digging it. Yeah. It's tough with winter. If you ever do anything by the side of the road in the main canyon, you just have nothing but traffic. But still, this is a good spot to be in. I think I'm gonna throw a polarizer on just to see what that does, but yeah, not a bad start. Finally an image. Actually, I've decided I'm gonna skip the polarizer. There's just too much wind on this tree. I don't know if you can zoom in on that. There's too much wind, and it just drops the shutter speed down so low that I need to bring up the ISO so much that it just doesn't work. So, gonna have to skip it. I can bring out the colors though, I'm pretty sure. Won't be too bad. Traffic. But yeah, I actually really like this image. I love the converging lines on it. I'll throw it, but again, why not? I love the converging lines kind of coming from the right bottom, right, or left bottom, right middle, left middle, right top, you know, all that sandstone lines is really nice. And I really do like the background as well. I'm gonna zoom out just a touch, just to hopefully, because there's like this little thing above. Do that. I'm a corners person, so I need to obsess over my corners. Yeah, that's looking a little better. Just need a slightly wider. Maybe just touch in a little bit and then move up. Gotta get that technique right. Something like that. That's not bad. All right, back to it. Come on, we'll take that photo. There we go. Shooting about f9 right now. ISO 800. Hate to do it on such a small little sensor, but hopefully the X-H1 can handle it. GFX would handle it with flying colors, so. Oh, it's that wind that's really tough on it. Yeah, it's just, the wind is just incessant up there, so. Just gonna have to deal with what I can deal with, and that's not looking horrible. Yeah, still a very nice image. Happy to get that one right in the bag. Pretty good. Pretty happy with that. That's a very basic image for me, but I think it's still a good time. I'm actually gonna throw everything back into auto real quick, as I like to do. Cool thing about this camera is just all dials up here, so you just spin these dials and we're back to auto. There we go, spin that down, hop that into F4. There we go. Cool, and we're back. Love that. This makes it so easy. All right, now off to Pine Creek. Let's do it. All right, dropping down into Pine Creek. I did notice some ice actually down along the road. Let's see what's going on in here. shaking in my bag. Hold on. Mystery solved. It was just the silly amount of batteries in my bag. I've got like 7 for this camera and then like 5 for the other. It's looking like 12 batteries. Nothing here. That's interesting. Maybe it just gets colder down the way. I know this place doesn't look that pretty, but I've taken a few of my favorite ice photos in here. I'll throw up. I didn't put my load lifters on. That's why the bag's heavy. Yeah, whatever. But I'll throw up Addiction, Soothe, and Rely. 3 of my favorite little ice photos. I do enjoy those quite a bit. I don't think we're going to get that kind of ice on this trip. Have to get real lucky. Huh, yeah, not really seeing much. I'm going to throw my load lifters on real quick. Yeah, with this bag, to get to the inside of the bag, you need to unclip the load lifters and then clip them back on. And often I forget, which isn't fun. Go. One more. Loosen those up so I can tighten them up. Okay. Great content. Hope you enjoy it. And that one. And load lifters. Maybe. Oh boy. There we go. Okay, back to it. Jeez. I'm seeing some ice over here too. And after this, we'll head over to the east side. Go to my lunch section, have lunch. And then hopefully find something. Okay, there's definitely some ice. Ice around for sure. Oh, my favorite thing. So all these little white spots that you see are people just throwing rocks into the ice, which is like, okay, I get it. It's ice, you know. It's transient, but it is just like, come on. Could have been something beautiful there. I'll never know, though. And that just makes me selfish, I guess. Ooh, another cool thing that you get in this section is, if you can see that, I'll have to get closer. But you get bubbles. These bubbles kind of freeze. I don't know if you can see that little texture to the water. Kind of cool too. But we do have ice. This is wild. I was not expecting any ice. There's definitely something here. This is definitely leftover ice. It's not particularly great looking. Kind of exactly what the ice looked like in the main canyon. All right, gotta hop on over. See if I can do this. Yeah. Hooah, hooah, hooah. Yeah, it's there. It is ice, but not really the type of ice worth photographing for me, at the very least. Yeah, pretty ugly through here too. Yeah, but it's cool that we at least have ice. I'll take it. It's something. Not particularly interesting enough. I hear people. Oh boy, great. This is also the place that on my 2023 trip, when I was shooting Soothe, I'll throw that photo up again because I love it. Not many people did, but I loved it. Man came up to me and said, I used to do what you're doing, but now I shoot everything with an iPhone. And just walked away. Like, just what a useless statement. I hear people, it's weird. Like it's just echoing off the walls. There might be people over here or there. Huh. Run away. Yeah, no, this is looking great. Woof. Can't do much, but I'm gonna keep exploring up ahead, see if there's anything. I'm gonna bring you back if there is. Alright. Alright, doing something kind of dumb here, but whatever. Don't know how thick this is. Well, it looks like a couple inches thick by this hole that's right here. But just walking on the ice. There is this beautiful scene right here. I'm definitely going to get it. I'm very excited, but it's essentially these two leaves right here. Just saw it. Have to get it. Oh, man. Okay. I'm going to set up real quick, just so everything's cool. I'll be right back. Alright, this was one of those get the shot before the video, but essentially I just had to make sure that I actually got the shot before breaking anything. I'll throw it up, because there's no way I can show you this screen very well, especially with all the glare and whatnot, and specifically because I can't get close to the screen without it being blurry. But yeah, absolutely gorgeous little scene. Yeah, I'll just throw the image up, it's a lot easier. But essentially it's these two little cottonwoods, frozen, kind of different. No, it's about the same level, I think. And then right in the middle is just this beautiful bloom of ice. It's very nice. Really dig this shot. Definitely not like the best ice that it could be, but I really like it. I think I'm gonna shoot a 1x1 on this as well, just because I think it's gonna add a little bit more to the composition. Plus, I just want this to be more simple. Something like that. Yeah, that's really nice. Just gorgeous. Yeah, really couldn't be happier with that. It's a pleasant little shot along this icy little gorge. You can see some icicles up in there. But yeah, this is Pine Creek. Really cool little spot in between the east side and the main canyon. So nice spot to come in winter when you have ice. Luckily, there's some ice. But again, it's not the perfect ice, but this is just a really lovely scene. So glad I got this one. We'll move on, I think, down this river or creek. See what else is waiting around. Let's go. Alright, kind of got this cool little scene right here. Now this guy kind of looks almost like I'm photographing glaciers, essentially. But probably can't see it too well, so I'll throw it up. But yeah, I think I'm going to make this nice and blue, and I don't know, it's got some really good details to it. Absolutely beautiful. Got a great view as well. Oh, got, I want to say, West Temple? I don't know. I'm not good with this area of Zion Peaks. Temples of the Virgin is over there, so that's probably part of it. But yeah, you got this weird amalgamation of kind of gross looking ice, I mean, let's be honest. But it's all because these icicles that fall. This section can be really dangerous when those icicles are falling. As you can see, it's just shrapnel and remains. But yeah, it can actually make for some really interesting photos. Actually noticing this sandstone right here, this kind of corner surrounded by ice. I don't know. Maybe. No, it's not great. The ice is pretty gross. It's just very eaten up. Is the best way you can describe it. It's like refreeze after refreeze after refreeze. and you just kind of get bleh looking ice. Oh god, oh, falling, oh my. Watch my footing. Come out of this area real quick. Yeah, it's really cool spot. I mean, once you get back up in here, often the ice will just kind of stop like 3/4 into this little hike, but yeah, pretty wild, dude. What's kind of cool is that underneath is actually another layer of ice. Interesting. I'm in the danger zone right now, though. Icicle could fall on my head any moment, especially with this heat. Ooh, got a really cool scene back there. Hold up. I can see that, but right there, where the waterfall was nice. You have the waterfall behind the ice, too. Oh boy. This looks like the perfect 100 to 400 shot, or 70 to 300 equivalent. It's kind of cool. I do have to probably get on this rock, though. It could be quite cool. So you want to avoid everything but what matters. That's the point of a 100 to 400 lens. I don't know how cool that actually is, though. It's kind of real dark back there, so. Oh, if I stay here, those icicles will kill me. Maybe I can go quick. Let's take like just a practice shot. It really isn't that special. It just looks like a hole in ice. Yeah, it looks cool at least to look at it, but yeah, I'll move on from that. Oh well, it was close. There we go. I really want to get up here, because when this ice hasn't really quite formed yet, you kind of get more texture, more patterns, like I'm seeing over there. Knowledge of a place is pretty cool. Ooh, yeah, over there you got some really nice bubbles underneath the ice. Definitely can't stand on this ice. It's only about an inch thick. There is nothing particularly interesting in the ice, so I'll just have to find my way over there somehow. Figure it out. Let's see. Taking you on a journey. It's warm. Really need to rip off these jackets. Okay. Let's see what we got in here. Oh man, everything just seems like I can't get through. Okay, we'll go this way. Yeah, that's where the ice just stops. It's just a flowing creek at this point. Kind of cool that it does that, though. Good ice, good textures. I don't think so. I don't know that I can make it over there. Damn. It's It's a really gnarly looking tree though. Look at that, hugging those boulders. Huh. Well, we'll see if I can get over there. Alright, delayered a bit because we're kind of approaching the 60-degree mark, unfortunately. But there's this little scene down here, so I came onto this giant rock and found something with it. It's a little interesting. It's a little, I don't know if it's going to work, but you know, you can kind of see it's ice on one side, bubbles on the other side. I'll throw it up if it works out for me. But I really love in the center that there's like a little, or not, kind of off center. It's that little like circle, almost like an eyeball in between the ice and the bubbles, and I don't know, something about it just spoke to me. Kind of avoided the tripod on that one because I didn't know if it was really going to work anyway. Had a great view though. Love this ponderosa up here, just stunning. A lot of high cloud moving through. Oh boy, but I think I'm done here. Sitting at about 11 o'clock. Started my morning at, what was that? Woke up at 4. Got here about 6. Yeah, so it's been some time since I've had some food. I think I want some lunch now, so we'll get on that. Okay, time to pack up. Alrighty, pretty cool. 55 degrees up here. Feels very wintry. Got my lunch packed, hats on now, and I actually want to talk about something. It's something I'm realizing. Don't have the camera in my hands, you might notice. And that's, you know, I talked this morning about, you know, I want to put the camera in my hands, put the lens in my hands to take more photos, essentially, you know, because on my last day of my fall trip, I kept saying that photos were just not worth it, you know, no point in getting the camera out because it's just probably not worth it. And I was thinking probably this morning, I'm just going to have the camera out and make photos worth it. But I realized something in doing that. If it felt like I was taking photos for photos' sake, essentially. And I kind of lost like all my intention around actually taking images. So, yeah, camera's in the bag now. Yeah. Just didn't like that feeling, you know. Felt like just taking photos to take photos, and I don't think what this is about. I don't know. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. I'm really trying to figure that out for myself. But dipping down here into my normal lunch spot. Still got some fall color and some trees over here. Let's see, just down in that area. Oh, not surprised. I kind of figured these would hold on to their color. Oh, still a nice spot. Didn't see any precipitation in these washes at all on the drive in, so I can pretty much bank on the fact that there's not going to be any ice in here. Again, not really the end of the world again. I can't plan these things. I have to just go and do, you know. Go and be in Zion and hope that things work out for me. Did come away with a couple of photos, I think, you know, this morning, but still not that, you know, that hard-hitting, trip-defining image. Still feel like I don't have that image yet. And I always tend to get that image on my day one, except for the last fall trip and now this one, so. Well, I shouldn't say that. It could be anything around the corner. Yeah. Oh, this cloud's really bumming me out, man. I don't like cloud in Zion. You know, there is some dampness. It is really cold down in here, actually. Wow. totally different from up there. That's why I love coming in this section, because generally if there's any water, the ice is just going to stick around. Now I do see a little smattering of snow around through here, but it was actually in this section. I think it was a little further up ahead. Let's actually get over there. Talk about an image that I've shot before. Probably one of my all-time favorites, and probably a photo of one of the rarest things you can photograph in ice. But it was kind of around here. I think it was maybe right there that I photographed this scene. But it's called Signature. Yep, I'll throw it up. Maple leaf carving its way through ice. And why I call it rare is essentially, I mean, you have to have the perfect ice, the perfect melt, the perfect leaf, also the time to carve through that. You need the exact right temperatures, the exact right wind. It is, yeah, that's an image I will never, ever get again. I can guarantee that one. Much like Freeze, I'll throw that one up too. It's a very rare image that only exists occasionally. Now, Freeze was taken over in Kolob, so yeah, you get some snow kind of in around here, but I don't know. I was hoping for a little ice, a little ice. But after this, I'll be heading over to what I call the bridge. It's a tunnel. And once we get over the bridge area, I'll take the long walk to what I now call Portal Sidewash, which will make sense when we get over there. Kind of has the portal-like structure made of a tree that leads to this just amazing height. So I call it Portal, as in that it's a portal to a beautiful hike. So, yeah, funny. All right, made it to the bridge section to hopefully get some lunch in me. Wasn't really vibing with the last place, my lunch spot. Yeah. I just wanted to be somewhere a little cooler, not so painfully hot. Person that loves cold, so heat is always rough for me. I'm checking out this ice right here because down in here you can kind of see it. Let's see if I can 2x zoom. Wow, so zoomed in. But all these little droplets are basically just slowly cascading behind the ice. It's really quite cool looking. Yeah. I do see a leaf up there. It'd be kind of tricky to get up there because it's pretty steep grade. Might be slipping a bunch. Not. Heard something over there. But yeah, just figured I'd come out here and get a little something. I kind of want to make you not so. You seem a little low right now. Hold on 1 second. I'll break my hands to do this. Ow. There we go. That seems better. Yes, good. Figured I'd show you a little bit more of the sky than just the ground. But yeah, I think to sneak around here. Time is right around the corner. Big old Ponderosa. Head over there. Probably eat lunch there. I'm gonna swing around to the Portal Sidewash. And then, I mean, we're sitting about 12:30 right now. This day's kind of flown by compared to last trip. So we'll have to see. But yeah, kind of a rough first day, but I expected it to be. Glad I actually saw some ice, though. That's kind of cool. Yeah, it makes no sense to many people why I travel, 2,000 miles cross country to photograph some leaves and ice and, you know, scenes that people just walk over. It's just what interests me. I would say at this moment in time, and I'm not just talking about today or last trip or whatever, but for a while now I've kind of toyed with the idea of kind of giving up on photography for maybe a while until I feel inspired enough to do it again. Yeah, just kind of want to, I think, sell my camera here and everything and just exist for a moment without it and see if I can make it. You know, it's tough when this is my only thing I do. You know, got no other hobbies, got nothing else, so it really is tough on the brain, especially when I'm not coming away with images, or even if I am coming away with images, what are these images really of? You know, leaves and some sand. That ain't gonna pay the bills. I don't know. It's kind of like that cynical art moment that I'm in right now. I'm just like, what am I doing here? What am I doing here? Let's see, how are you doing, time? A little bit more of a lean. No, probably not. It's a big old tree. Big old ponderosa. But it is on quite the lean. I do fear that one day it will fall. That will catastrophically change this wash when that happens. Yeah, I'm just gonna have a little lunch here and sit with time for a little bit. I think that'll be nice. Old buddy. You know what? I think I get it now. I understand. Actually, this is kind of weird. That's an epiphany moment. I can't believe it took me all day to figure that out. I'm just walking around the camera, you know, taking just little snapshots of things. And again, back to the point of this feels like it lacks intention. It makes me understand why photographers come here with large format film setups, going to pretty extreme lengths to come away with a photograph, and in the end the photograph could be amazing. It could also not work out, but there's so much more intention behind photographing with a large format camera, or a camera like a GFX even. You know, maybe it's just me thinking that, but it just hit me all of a sudden. I was like, oh, wait a minute. Taking little snapshots with this little camera, while it does get me back to the basics and does get me back practicing photography, I feel like every image just, I don't know, like has no real meaning to it, you know? Very interesting. I don't know. It just hit me all of a sudden. And I just, yeah, man, it just feels like, and that's kind of why I feel like I'm like on this trip going, why am I even here? What is this doing? What am I accomplishing here? I wonder if I'd feel the same shooting with a large format film setup, or, you know, 4x5 film setup, you know. I wonder, you know, back when I was learning photography, this would have been a great little setup. You know, my 60 Mark II with my 104, it was a great little setup that I had that worked because I was going around learning photography. And while I still do believe that I'm practicing and learning photography, I think now I come here with, God, I use the same tired word, intention, and this just doesn't seem to do it for me. Yeah, I did not think that was going to happen. Huh. I thought I was just getting back to basics and only using what I need, you know, a camera and a long lens. Cheap camera and a cheap long lens. Huh. Yeah, I'm gonna have to think on that. Oh, speak of the devil, we got some ice. It's that bad ice again, but it's ice at least. Something. A lot of interesting little leaves. It's really got some like real heavy brightness in the middle. It's very interesting ice. Huh. It's almost like it's glowing. It's very weird. And I'm not seeing much, but it does give me some hope for what's up there. Let's go check it out. Some of the best concentric lines I've seen since Special. Right here. And I'll throw up Special, kind of show you what I mean. You know. Yeah, man, if I was here like a week earlier, maybe. Woo! The amount of ice, because right now it's just frozen under a really thick layer of refreeze, which doesn't look too good. It's interesting, we do have some bubbles going on. You could like kind of make something out of this. It's gonna be interesting. It's definitely gonna be a test to see if it actually does work, but this is interesting. This is definitely a place I want to return to over the next few days, because I think it's gonna look pretty good as long as we can get down. Like, it just needs to become water. Well, I guess today's the hottest day technically, so I don't know if it's gonna become water again, but yeah, it's just very messy on top. That's a very simple little photograph, huh? It's tough. So I really want more lines. I was basically shooting this little oak leaf in between these two lines, but I just want more. I just want more. All right, let's move on. Sitting in this nice natural AC kind of side wash here. Taking it all in before I head back to the car and probably head home for the end of day one and get some rest for day two. Not sure what I'm going to be doing, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. But yeah, absolutely. Sorry to harp on intention over and over again, but also another epiphany I just had is the delineation between taking a photo and making a photo. Now, I know a lot of photographers who say, I made this photograph. I've made this image. And it's always disgusted me. It's always been like this, like, you kind of sort of made it in that you saw it, but the camera, really, you pressed a button. You know, you kind of know the settings too, which is good, but, you know, and you can edit and, you know, there's a lot of different variables that go at hand, but I was always like, I don't like the idea of making an image versus taking an image, you know, especially in nature. You know, nature's providing all of this stuff and we're just recording the moment by pressing a few buttons, knowing a few settings, and then throwing it onto the big screen, editing it up, and yeah, there you go. You have a photo. Guess that after all that technically is kind of making a photograph, isn't it? But anyway, my epiphany has been like with this camera, essentially. This thing is teaching me a lot, okay? I think I'm going to go out on a limb. Day one. This will probably change over the next few days, but I'm going to go out on a limb and say it was probably a mistake to get this camera. I will most likely be returning it. But at the same time, it kind of taught me some stuff. So is that really a mistake? I don't know. But it's interesting. It's taught me this idea of taking and making a photograph. And that camera feels like I'm just taking photographs, you know. That camera feels like everything's a snapshot, that I'm not putting enough care into it, especially, and I'm even looking at the SD cards, because I put 128 gig SD cards in there, 2 of them, and I'm recording to both, but on top of the camera, it says I have like over 3,000 shots left. And it made me go like, ugh. Again, it's like, this is a 24 megapixel camera, you know, of course, if you put a big memory card in it, it's going to be able to take a lot of shots. But there's like no, I don't know, like, it feels like, I don't have any meaning behind the photographs I'm taking with this camera. It is bizarre to feel this way. You know, it is bizarre to feel this way. And it's, I can't even understand why. Because when I use my GFX 100, when I use my GFX 50S or my 50R back in the day, I remember always thinking like every photo I was taking with that camera looked like a masterpiece on the back of this, like on the back of the camera on the screen. Every single photo I was taking, it just looked like a masterpiece. And I think that led to more intention in my work with those cameras. This is total diatribe. Sorry about all this rambling, but it's just, I've been thinking about it. It's just like, I think with my GFX system, I was making photographs. And with this X-H1, I'm taking photographs. Man. That's a tough, very tough pill to swallow. Honestly. Oh, man. Oh, everything feels like a mistake now. Wow. It's all flooding in. All the emotion. Damn it. Oh. Yeah. Again, maybe this will change in the next 4 days. But as for what I feel now, this is it, you know. I'm taking some images. I'm taking a few snapshots with this little camera. It's not even, it's a great camera. I don't understand why I feel this way. It's a great camera. It's just, I think I've been hit with that almost parasite, that parasite of photography, which is that prowess thing, you know? It's, ooh, the GFX 100, ooh, the GFX system, medium format, ooh, yeah, I'm doing real photography now, not shooting images with a little crop sensor or a full frame. Oh, God, it feels so gross. Man. Wow. Realization really hits, doesn't it? Anyway, I'll be making my way out soon. Ready for day 2. Woo! Oh my God. All right. I'm sorry for all this. But I'll probably say goodbye now, unless I find something else, or maybe I'll shoot a scene down by the ice, but I'll make sure I'm actually, I've been missing my thumb in terms of my little thumbs up. I've been missing it in these frames, so. Well, thank you all for watching, and I hope you all didn't click off after that little rant, but I want to thank you all for watching. I appreciate you. Let me know what you think about all this. I mean, do you believe you take and make photographs? I don't know, take or make with certain cameras, and you know, what's your feelings behind intention? You know, I hate to be asking and fishing for comments, but hey, let's look for some engagement too. I don't know. Anyway, thanks y'all. I appreciate you. Hope you enjoyed day 1, whatever this was, and day 2 tomorrow. So we'll see. Thanks y'all. See ya.